Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Cultural Council meeting to order for July 14th, 2022. If you could join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. So before we get to the agenda, I'd just like to explain what the Cultural Council does. The Cultural Council has been around in the city for quite a few years, but in an effort to try and engage the public a little bit more and get a little bit more participation from the residents, we will be meeting here in chambers the second Thursday of every month at 6 p.m. Occasionally, we may skip a month, but you can check the city calendar and it'll tell you, and the agenda will be up a week ahead of time, like other boards and commissions. So the Cultural Council is an extension of the Mass Cultural Council. The Mass Cultural Council is an agency that is funded by several different avenues, one of them being an appropriation from the state budget. The Mass Cultural Council then distributes money to all cities and towns so that we can encourage residents to file applications, to present, file applications to present things that are a benefit to the community. If it's arts, culture, history related. The money comes to us during the course of July and August, and on September 1st, the state opens up what's called the grant portal. And everybody is encouraged to go onto the state site, it's massculturalcouncil.org, and starting on September 1st, you can apply for monies. The portal stays open from September 1st to November 1st. At the end of that period, the state will then send us the applications that pertain to Revere, and then it is our responsibility to go through those applications, see which ones we believe have merit, and we can fully fund them, we can partially fund them, or we can deny them. That will be, and it always has been, a public process. So the debate on each application will happen here in the chambers for all to see and hear how we feel about it. So I think that's pretty much in a nutshell. If anyone or any member wants to elaborate or has a comment to say, they're welcome to it. If not, we can get to the agenda. Everybody okay? So our first order of business is to vote on a mission statement. I will read it to you, and then if everyone feels it's okay, we can make a motion to accept it, or if anyone has a problem, they can voice their opinion. The Revere Cultural Council is composed of diverse members appointed by the mayor and approved by the city council. The Revere Cultural Council seeks to collaborate with local and neighboring organizations or programs which will elevate Revere's diverse cultures and extensive cultural heritage. We also seek to make the arts more accessible by providing Revere's artists and cultural groups with opportunities, including grant funding. We aim to serve all segments of Revere's population, including underrepresented communities, with a focus on lesser heard voices. If this mission statement is acceptable to the council, do I hear a motion to accept it? Somebody should press their button and...
I make a motion to accept it.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, so voted. We will now be electing a board secretary who will be responsible for keeping the minutes of the meeting and posting the agenda. Do I hear if anyone's interested, do I hear a nomination from any member?
I'm interested.
Okay. Do I hear a nomination? Someone nominate? Nominate Samantha?
I nominate Samantha.
Okay. Do we have a second? Somebody?
I second that nomination.
Okay. All in favor? So voted. Congratulations. So we did the statement. Now, every year on the state website, when you click on the reveal link, every city and towns has their own priorities that they set. We will need to review those and post them on the website prior to September 1st when the grant portal opens. And these priorities can just say what kind of programs and things that we are most interested in. Excuse me, go ahead.
Could we give the members' names?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry about that, Wayne. That was my fault. So, starting on my left, we have Jin Lee, Brendan O'Brien, Lonnie Stevens, Samantha Harrington, Chloe Gladue, Somia Althea, and Farish Sheikh. Okay. We do have one more member that's absent tonight, and that's Yesenia Arango. So these priorities will guide us in taking a look at the applications. It's our intent to go over those next meeting in August and have those ready to prepare, have those prepared for the September 1st opening of the grant portal. Does anyone have any comments or anything on our priorities or what something that sticks out in someone's head that maybe we should focus on? Anyone have any? Okay, so that's something that we will be addressing in August. Moving on, we're going to review a financial statement. As it exists now in the Cultural Council appropriation for the city, we have $56,000. There are several applications that we accepted last year, and those events have not happened yet. So there is $39,337 encumbered, and we have a remainder of $16,788. Now, in addition to this money, the state will be granting us out this fiscal year's portion of money, and we should be hearing with that within the next couple of weeks. So that will be added to the $16,788. Now, these programs that we have already accepted, if for some reason the organization or the individual is not able to fulfill it or doesn't decide to do their program, that money then comes back in to be re-granted the following year. So we should be hearing fairly shortly about this year's money. We usually get between $25,000 and $35,000, so that would be added to the $16,788. Any comments? Or no, hearing and seeing none. Now we have new business, if anyone would like to bring anything up. And we have open discussion, if anyone wants to address the council, they're more than welcome to. Sure. Name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Kathleen Heiser, 51 Endicott Avenue, Revere. And thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I'm so happy to see all these beautiful faces. I've aged out of the council. I was in your seats a while ago, and I really appreciate your energy and your youth, and I wish I had it. So I just wanted to be as succinct as possible in what I have to say to you today. I have been granted some money for a project that I named Planting Seeds for Reconciliation, which was a project that had to do with the climate of the city as far as the newer immigrants and us older immigrants. And to go right to the beginning of my thinking is that, if you don't mind, I say this, we're all immigrants. We're not necessarily new immigrants, but we all came here from somewhere. And I feel that those of us who have been established and here for a very long time have forgotten how difficult it was for our ancestors to leave the place that they loved, the people they cared for, and their culture, to come here. So this is a problem, because not only have we forgotten that, but the new people that come think that the old regime has had it all handed to them, that it's all easy, and they don't recognize necessarily the sacrifice that so it's hard to say this back and forth, older and newer generations, but I think you get the idea of what I'm saying. And so I wanted to figure out a way that we could find our commonalities so that we could reach out to each other in friendship and respect and support each other. And so the idea came to me that the place to start probably would be in the schools, because as a former teacher at the Garfield School, I frequently sat in the office or went to the office, and I would see a new family of non-English speaking people coming and sitting there on those hard chairs, and the staff going back and forth and talking and giggling. And I thought to myself, how would I feel if I was sitting there and I thought people might be talking about me? And so my idea was that maybe we should have a way that it's more comfortable for newcomers to be involved. And so I would like to, and I have funding for this from both you all and from Revere on the Move, to get some furniture and some other stuff. But I want you to understand where I'm going with this. And so I thought, in each lobby, wouldn't it be nice if we had a little spot that was comfortable and more conducive to being included, where maybe we have a looping video that would be a welcoming video, which would do something like, hello, welcome to the Garfield School. Let me show you around to some of the people that interact with your children every day. Now let's go upstairs to the cafeteria. These are the ladies and men who work every day to provide hot lunches for your children, and breakfasts too. And then those people could say hi, and we could see the face. I'd like the families to know and be able to recognize the custodians, the cafeteria workers, everybody that's behind the scenes that we don't normally get to see. Because I think it's really important that we know the faces. And I bet you that there's a lot of people that go to these schools, and we have 11 schools, that don't even know who the principal is, or don't know who the nurse is. I don't know anything about who the people are that are interacting with their kids every day. So the looping video, I thought, would be really helpful, along with the QR, what do you call it, a code?
QR code.
So that it could translate into other languages, and we could meet all of the people. So this is a pretty ambitious project. And I'm in a position right now where I have money, and now I'm scared, because I have to spend it, and I have to do it justice. I have to do the right thing for all of you. You gave me the money, and you said go for it, and now I need to do it right. And so I'm me. I don't have anybody else to help me with it. So I Did you want me to stop?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I didn't mean, I wanted to make a comment. I don't mean to interrupt you.
I can stop.
Okay. So the grant was put in by the Beachmont Community Beautification Committee or Beachmont Improvement Committee?
The grant was made up from me,
Okay.
and I am the president of the Beachmont Improvement
Okay.
Committee.
So
So
you-
I use their information, but it's not generated from them.
Okay.
Is that-
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
But now I've lost my train of thought, Paul. Thanks a
Sorry.
lot. But it'll come.
No, you were saying that you're alone and you need help in this.
Thank you, thank you. And so and many of you know, because I was on the council when I said this, that I put out of my pocket already $2,000 to Fatou, Fatou's the head of the English Learners Program, so that for a stipend, and I bought $50 gift cards to Market Basket out of my money, so that she could assign this project of making posters to her students. And so I have the stuff. I have the posters telling the stories. But I don't just want those stories. I want everybody in the community's stories, because we all have a story of our parents. And they don't have to be a story of complaints. They can be a story of success, and they should be. Because, everybody has people have worked really hard to get wherever they are. And all work is honorable, and I appreciate that. I think that I personally have ancestors. My grandmother and grandfather on my mother's side came from Italy. My grandmother and grandfather on my father's side came from Switzerland. And they actually were homesteaders and went out to Montana, and they had a heck of a time out there. And if it weren't for the Native Americans, they would not have survived, because it was harsh climate and they couldn't make it. But they did come back to the New York area, and they were successful in what they were doing, and they made an impact in the community, which I am very grateful and proud of. And it's my heart, my family. I know that all of them had left a country that they thought was beautiful, where they loved the food and the family, and they had to give it up. And not only that, in the days that when they came, they had to give up their language too. And that was really, really hard for many of them. And they did to some extent, but really were ashamed or scared to be in public because of their accents, because they weren't sure they understood and would be understood. So I have a soft spot for any immigrant that comes, and because I want to see them treated fairly.
Okay, so have you reached out to the school department yet to?
I have been before Diane Kelly and the school board. I have gone before all of the,
Are they,
yes.
okay, are they
I wanna
open
just-
to? Are they open to what you're?
Open 100%.
Okay,
And the council of principals and vice principals, I've been to the Historical Society, I've been to almost every agency in this city,
Okay.
and everybody's behind me.
Okay.
But it's one thing to be behind me and another thing to be out there, to
Okay.
get in the trenches.
okay.
Am I talking too much? Should I hang up?
No,
Okay.
what do you need from us? Do you?
Well, what I would love is some of the youthful energy that I see up here, if in all possible. At least if you can't physically help me, maybe you can brainstorm with me on how I go about this. Because my first plan is to go to the Parent Information Center, which is where every single parent that registers a child in Revere has to go before they go to their school. And I think that it would be really a nice thing and a great thing if we could make it a friendlier environment. And there is funding to make that a little bit better. But can you even imagine if we put some comfortable furniture in there, and then we have that rotating video saying, "Welcome to Revere." And this is a great city to live in, and we have a library, and we have a history museum, and we have Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, karate clubs, all of these, the things that it takes a long time to be a resident before you know what's available in the city. How about we tell people what we have?
Okay, so you can certainly reach out to the members. And I'm sure we would have suggestions on how to get started and who to contact.
I would appreciate it.
Okay, and if you have expended funds and what have you, you can turn those in for receipts and what have you, and we could certainly reimburse you. So we will correspond, and you can reach out to us, and I'm sure the members here can offer some suggestions and some
Thank you.
some guidance.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay,
And
thank
can
you.
I just say one more thing that's not
Sure.
related to this, exactly?
Okay.
But I'm really excited about the citywide festival that we're going to be having and a meeting on. And I had a suggestion, I don't know if you guys wanted, or if this is the place to say it, but Veronica Robles has a mariachi band,
Mm-hmm.
and wouldn't it be cool if we could have her come and play, and maybe have a grandstand where we could have people parade by and do their little
2
performance?
years ago, we funded Veronica Robles and her,
Yeah, she's amazing.
yes, she is.
She is amazing. Thank you so
All
much
right.
for your time.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to speak?
My name's Wayne Rose. I think you have some great ideas there. But I also think that falls on I don't know if you want to spend your grant money on something the city should be providing, a video like that to welcome people into their schools, the janitors and everything else. I think that's something that the mayor or the council should look into, because I think it's a great idea. The festival that you were talking about, is that a multicultural festival?
That festival is not organized by us. I've heard about it. I believe it's going to be at Suffolk Downs. We will probably have a presence there and participate there, but that's not organized by us.
Okay.
That's, I believe, Suffolk Downs or the Travel and Tourism Department that was just formed. I believe you can reach out to them. But that's not our event, but we will be participating.
I think that it's something that maybe we should look into, a multicultural festival, that
Right.
everyone's included in this. And then maybe we can bring some harmony back to the city.
Right, so from what I understand and from what I see, it seems like that's the intent of that festival. So, and that's why we're very interested in participating in it.
So it would be something like a multicultural festival.
Right, yes,
Okay.
yeah. I'm sure the details, and I imagine you would want to reach out to Charlie Jafrida. He's the head of Travel and Tourism. I think he's very, very active in organizing that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rose.
Hi, I'm Gina Salamone Castiello, lifelong resident of Revere. And it was a pleasure meeting you, Kathleen, in the parking lot, and you had some really good ideas. And I believe Italian Americans should be recognized and respected in not having Christopher Columbus Day being replaced with Indigenous People Day. So as far as what you were talking about, I think was a great idea, but should be left for the school committee. And I think maybe a grant money should go back to having a Christopher Columbus Day, because we are, these commissions and committees, I appreciate very much that are being resurrected in the city, but they are more concerned about the less vulnerable and the less fortunate. And there are a lot of white people who are less vulnerable and less fortunate, and there's a lot of Italian American people who would appreciate Christopher Columbus Parade and acknowledging his existence, because there's a lot of dogma going around about history and trying to eradicate it. So I'm very passionate about my community, lifelong resident. Nobody loves Revere, home of America's first public beach, more than I do, and I want to be more active in this community without saying, when I make a statement like all lives matter, being called a racist. So that's why I'm here, and I want to be more involved, and I appreciate your existence.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we are pretty much bound by the applications that we receive. So on September 1st, I encourage you or any other group, go on the state website. If you have a program or a festival or something, if you want to celebrate the Italian culture, you can put in an application and it will be discussed up here in a public forum.
Well, it's not so much, it's celebrating the Italian culture. It's recognizing for people from all over the world who are coming to our beautiful city not to change our history and accept Christopher Columbus and leave Christopher
Okay.
Columbus Day alone.
Okay.
And we are Indigenous people. I'm an Indigenous person. Probably in a past life, I was stomping on grapes in Italy. Who knows?
Could be.
However, we need a little bit more respect in this city because I am personally being disrespected in my city by a lot of people in the city. Very misunderstood, and I do not like what's going on because they claim that they're for human rights. Respect all human rights. That's what I have to say. Thank you, Paul.
Yep, you're welcome. Does anyone else want to speak or speak again? Does anyone in the member want to make any comments or have any input? If,
Chair, I would like to.
sure.
Just wanted to say thank you for coming today. It's really inspirational to hear your stories and. Oh, can you hear me now? So thank you so much. Just wanted to appreciate and commend you on all your passion, and this is what makes Revere wonderful, just the great potential, and we look forward to all working together. So thank you, thank you.
Anyone else wish to make a comment? Okay, so, go right ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to thank you, Kathleen, for coming here today and presenting that idea. I really appreciated it, and I think that it's important that we have an open forum where everybody can come and ask us for help. It's not only that we're here to grant money, we're also here to share ideas and brainstorm. So I really appreciate that. I hope that going forward, we can have a group like this where it's this open conversation and we have people like all of you attending our meetings.
Sure, go right ahead.
I also just wanted to say thank you, Kathleen. I am a school teacher myself. I'm at Revere High, and I know that the vision of Revere Public Schools is to be a very inclusive place. I think that that's a great idea. We do have a new principal now at Revere High School, and I do know a lot of the technology that is available there. If you want to connect with me, I can connect you to some other organizations and clubs that are there.
Okay. All right, if there are no further comments, we'll be meeting again the second Thursday in August, and the council priorities will be a major topic that evening, and we'll have our allotment from the state so we can discuss the amount of money that we will have to grant out come the end of the year. And I just want to encourage everybody, there is no problem putting in an application through the state site. There is no fee to it. It's relatively simple, and we welcome anybody that has anything to do with the arts, culture, history to apply, and you're encouraged to do that. The more applications, the more robust this council will be. It's the massculturalcouncil.org, okay? It's a very interesting site. They have a ton of information, and Revere is on there, and you can see what things we've granted in the past. And I encourage you to go there. There's a lot of good information. And the grant portal opens September 1st. November 1st. So you have 2 months to get your application in. They close it. And then within a couple of weeks, those applications will come to us for open discussion. You're welcome. All right. Hearing and seeing no other business, meeting adjourned.